The only uniqueness or originality is the uniqueness and originality of primordially pure awareness. That's the only uniqueness and originality. So if we seek uniqueness and originality in whatever our passion is, it can only come from being completely familiar with awareness night and day. That's the only place it can come from. And from that vantage, we can contribute amazing and incredible things that simply aren't possible from point of view. They're just not, because point of view drains energy. It drains energy. When we allow the relief and ease of awareness, then we have tremendous energy and vitality night and day, 24 hours a day. We can sleep or not sleep, it doesn't matter. We're an effortless font of all kinds of energy and love and wisdom. So, and you know, this is easeful and effortless, and it's impossible that it ever get tied up in convention of any kind. It leaves all convention behind, no matter what it is. It's like, oh, convention, what's that? Conventional laws that apply to all these things I've learned. Well, so what? You know, there's a complete understanding of all of that and an ability to be within it all with great ease. But there's no need to rely on it. There's no need to rely on anyone's conventional descriptions of anything. It's beyond all systems, all approaches, all methods, all practices of everything. And this comes about for us in a very simple way, and that's just gaining familiarity with our own awareness in a very direct and straightforward way. In that way, we go beyond all our own points of view, whatever they are. The realization of impeccable awareness is not separate from our own points of view. Whatever our own points of view are, that is the realization of awareness. And when we go beyond those, we become a source of immediate benefit to ourselves and to others. We don't need to rely on other people to make things okay for us anymore. When we go beyond our own points of view, then we've really realized our own true nature, and we can be of maximum benefit to everyone and never get holed up in making other people feel burdened for what's happening to us. So, you know, this is just the way it is. When we know who we are, we have the capacity to love others into being, and nothing else is needed. There aren't any tricks or gimmicks that are needed. There aren't any methods or practices that are needed. Each one is given whatever is needed. Free-flowing wisdom is naturally responsive in a very direct way, in a very loving way to every single person present. No matter who they are, each one is responded to in a deeply personal way, just by the words spoken and by the energy present. Each person feels responded to in a deeply personal way. Now that's really amazing. But you see, that's what true love is. That's what complete, totally open love is. And there's never anything else that is required for loving life and living life. This is who we are, you know, it's our natural state. And so if we want to talk about energy or love or wisdom, we can't possibly know what those things are when we're living our life based on conventional points of view. It's impossible to know that. In the freedom of our own awareness, what occurs is that we just allow that awareness, the ease of that awareness to be the case. And just within that, everything appears, and it's impossible to hold on to it. So even if we think we're holding on to it, the thought that we're holding on to it is just another point of view. There is no special entity of any kind, like an ego, an individual self, a personality, or anything thing that is holding on to anything. The ego, the personal self, all these are just points of view too. So the one holding and the holding are both points of view, and what is held to is a point of view. And what are they all? They're all awareness. So why make a big deal out of it? Why have endless descriptions and ways of doing to make this come about when it already is? It's completely unnecessary. In the relaxed ease of your own being, no matter what you're doing, flying through the sky, walking around the earth, going about your daily business, your job, your studies, your whatever it is, just allow everything to be at ease, and that's simply to relax the mind into its wide open spaciousness without the need to hold to anything. The holding to things as being real in themselves, it's just something that's learned. It's a learned way of being, that's all. It's just a learned way of being, and it takes a long time to learn that. It takes a lot of energy to think that that's real. It's much easier to just allow the certainty of who you are to dawn in you, to be liberated upon hearing the words of truth. And if you hear the words of truth repeatedly, it's guaranteed that this liberation will occur. It'll occur naturally in your own being without having to do anything. Now, this is the way it's meant to be. A lot of times we've grown up thinking that we're flawed somehow. And, you know, from the moment we're little, we hear, oh, don't do that. That's not a good thing to do. And this thing over here is a good thing to do. And don't think that way. That's not a good way to think. Think this way. That's the only good way to think. And don't have these kinds of emotions because they'll get you in trouble. And so only have these other good kinds of emotions. And, you know, that is a certain approach to living. However, it's not an approach of wisdom. For as long as there's all that manipulating of everything that appears, for just that long there will be no wisdom. There will be no clear light of wisdom, none at all. And so, you know, this goes beyond what most of us have learned, that just in awareness itself, the ease of awareness that is naturally present right here, that everyone in this room right now is directly experiencing. Just in that ease of awareness, everything that appears is all right, just as it is. You have a bad thought, it's all right. You have a good thought, it's all right. Neither are the basis for action. Wisdom is the basis for action, the non-action of complete wisdom, of super complete wisdom. You have a good experience, you have a bad experience. They just appear and then they're gone, just like the flight path of a bird in the sky or a line drawn in water. It's impossible to hold on to appearances. No one has ever held on to appearances. In fact, there's never been anyone to hold on to appearances. So easier to just see it all as points of view, brilliant sparkles of light within the clear light of awareness. The clear light of awareness is inseparable from the dynamic energy that occurs within it. All of it, the dynamic energy of awareness, everything that appears, it's just its luster and adornment, it's its glow, it's its magnificent display, but it shines equally everywhere. And just like the sun closes a night lily and opens a lotus, the same ray of sun, so too the rays of awareness are all completely equal. Even though it may seem like there's difference, there isn't any difference. Everything is the clear light of wisdom awareness and nothing else. And when we gain familiarity with that in an effortless way, then all this world of difference that we've been absolutely certain is true, it's outshone. It's completely outshone, as it's always been. It's always been outshone. It's just that we've seemed to think otherwise. That's all. We've described it as otherwise. We've described it as this or that or something else. But in wide openness and wide open spaciousness, we find everything that is equal. And we find that all these things that we've felt at the whim of that all these things that we have believed have power over us, that they really don't have any power at all. We've simply thought that they have power. That's it. Just a thought that they have power, which is just another point of view. In the equalness of awareness, no appearance whatsoever has any power. There's just complete equanimity in all circumstances. The complete equalness and evenness of awareness, just as it is. And this is super complete joy. Super complete joy that is unconditioned. It isn't based on anything. Whatever appears, appears. Whatever happens, happens. And that's just the way it is. And there's an easygoing attitude about it all. Everything is known to be timelessly free in its own appearance, whatever it is. And there's no need to even think about what's happening or how this happened, how it came about, how to explain it to others or anything else. It just all flows in a very natural way, a completely natural way. So, this is the essence of our being.